All right, where are we? We are in the World Wonders tournament. I'm in my odd account. I'm gonna play around. I'm gonna play around and probe. I don't know if I'll have time to play all week, but I will. I'll go out there. I have no practice, no nothing. Just gonna look at the holes, remember what they look like, and go out there and play it. Here we go. Got nothing, but we will see. We will see what happens. In pro, hole number 1. Most of these holes, you can get to exactly the same place that you can get to in rookie. And so the shot to the cup is very similar. There's a couple of the holes, I think, from the tee. If you want to do the rough bump, you got to do it with a driver. And it's risky when you do that because you're not going to be in max driver, so you're going to be in mid or minimum driver. And you really want to know what your win numbers are. I'm going to pull back to the plus 14 mark. It rolls out just a little bit down there at the end. I'm going to pull back to the plus 10. I'd rather be short than long. It's 2 per ring. If I add on 10%, that'd be 6.3. And that's 6.3 right there. Hitting it perfect. I'm glad I pulled back a little. I'm glad. I should be in exactly the same spot. Hey, baby. Exactly the same spot I am in rookie. If I remember correctly, it's like mid-thorn. And my thorn is 2.3 per ring at mid. Very nice spot. Very nice. There's min, there's max, there's mid. So mid club. 7.1 divided by 2.3. It's 3.4 rings. I'm going to do 3.5. There's 3.5 exactly. Hitting it perfect. Perfecto. In the hole. Woo! That was 10% plus 0.1, and I was close to over pulling it there. It was 10% times the wind divided by 2.3 came out to 3.39, and I added on 0.1, so 3.5. Close. Close. Over pull. In the hole. In the hole. All right. I need to go to my desktop here. One of my the season deals. Win one game with a tour 9 or above. Okay, I got you. I got you. It's not gonna happen, but I do need to clear a slot. Let's get one started. Let's clear one. You don't want to play without empty slots. At least one. That way if you win, you get something for it. Hole number 2. What is hole number 2? Alright, this one here, I do believe that you can get up here and hit it. You can come off here with your sniper in pro, but I think you can get to the spot down here if you use your driver. But you really want to know what the numbers are when you're here, and I think the red line's kind of like somewhere in this neighborhood, so you're probably more towards Men Club. I'm going to hit it from back here with my sniper. And we will see what we can get done. I have 1. Do I have any coins at all on this account? Or gems? 1,406. Let's buy a few just so we have some. I'm not sure that you need a big ball, but just in case, I'm going to take, I think you can get this done. I hit that all the time with just a regular, with a Marlin, so I'm going to bring a Quasar. Since I'm taking my sniper anyways. I have no clue on this either what the wind adjustment is. I think if you use your sniper without wind direction, I'm going to end up having to pull over the sand. Oh man, burned out tired. Yeah, right at minimum club if you want to hit it with your driver. .4. I'm going to do 7.1 rings. There's 5, 6, 7, 1. Hitting it perfect. Whoa down, Cat Daddy. I'm going to miss it to the left. Didn't pull it enough. The deal with doing the rough bump is if you're in rookie and you're doing the rough bump, it's like plus 0.10 or it's plus 10, excuse me. But when you're doing the rough bump, you don't have any of that secondary wind effect. But bouncing it off from this island and coming over, every bounce the wind is pushing it. You're getting that secondary effect, pushing it off. It wouldn't be a bad shot for like a quarterback or a rock, something that's a little more accurate. The deal with going down there, if you're using, like, you really would want to take that with something more accurate. You're going to have to pull more rings, obviously. But with an extra mile, if you hit one ring great to the left or the right, that's 2 miles an hour off. So it's super easy to miss the rough. And you're at minimum club down there, and I don't even have minimum club numbers written down for my extra mile. I do for all the rest of my drivers, but I don't have any. I mean, typically we hit our drivers at max club, so I don't really worry too much about the mid or minimum numbers, but that is definitely, there's 2 holes in here that I can think of where if you want to do the rough bump, you can, but you will have to bring out a bigger hole number 3. What do we have in store for hole number 3? Alright, we can do the same exact deal here where we can get into this spot and do the rough bump to try and get to the cup. The trick here is, in pro, is getting to that spot. You definitely want to take a 3 side spin ball. I'm not going to be too surprised. Let's see what I got, or excuse me, a 6 side spin ball. I do have one of these if I was having a hard time getting up there, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just be able to get right there. Get right at it. And the original pin placement, they have a secondary pin placement for this course, and the secondary pin placement on this particular hole, this hole is a lot of fun with this pin placement, but with the new pin placement, it is not nearly as much fun. And you really got to bring out the right stuff. Now we got this. We got it. Five top spin. That might be too much. I'm gonna give myself just a little bit of room. I could put a little teeny bit of curl on it. Okay, there's 6-3. There's 6-6. If I add 10% and just a titch of curl. Hitting it perfect. Perfecto. That will work right there. Right there. I got a little bit of distance right there. It might be pretty close to mid club. And I'm going to hit it at, if it is at mid club, I'm just going to hit it at 1-to-1. There's max. I'm at minimum club. 5.8 divided by 1.2. 1 times 5.13 rings. Three and 3. .13 rings if I can do it before I run out of time. 5.31, excuse me, and I underpulled it. I did 5.1 and I should have did 5.31. It'll still be close, but I'm going to definitely miss. Missed. I knew the spin on that should be 3 top spin, 3 side spin, but I was trying to, instead of pushing it forward into the pocket, I tried to pull it back, and I was trying to hit it from where you would normally have to hit if you brought out a Marlin, because with a Marlin you don't have enough side spin and it's hard to get it into the pocket. So that area goes like this, and with a Marlin you got to hit it kind of up here, but with a 3 side spin ball you can hit up close. All right. I like this hole though. This is definitely a hole we can get albies on. Pro, rookie. The key is getting into that spot so that you've got that rough bump. And I think from any division you can get to that spot. Hole number 4. What is hole number 4? All right. And what I've been doing in rookie is hitting from right here with a Goliath and doing a rough bump. And it takes all of the topspin to do a rough bump there. So I think in pro we're definitely going to have to do, it's going to be sniper. And starting off on this side, coming at it. Let's see what Tommy says. I usually do a 10. It seems like I do more than that, but all right. If that's what Tommy says, that's what it has to be. And a headwind, so I'm thinking we should probably do at least plus 0.2. We'll see what kind of spin we have to put on it. I really don't like doing shots where you have a lot of backspin and you've got a headwind, because the backspin's already pulling the ball back every bounce. And shit, you can still get into, with a 3-power ball, you can still get into your Goliath range. And with headwind, it's really pushing those bounces back. I'm going to switch to a 3-power ball and use the Goliath. Times the wind divided by 1.8. That, my friends, is what we call in the business no bueno. 5.9. I guess I didn't take all of the top spin. .6 rings. There's 3.6. I'm going to do one more just for good measure. Hitting it perfect. Not enough distance. Laid it up. It was going towards the hole though. It breaks right before the hole, and that might have been super close if I'd had my distance right. I could have swore in my rookie account I had to run all the topspin. I was a little surprised there, only having to run 6 or 7 to get there. Nice recovery. Works. That works. Nothing worse than getting a par on a par 3. That's the thing about par 3s, is they will eat your lunch if you screw up. Just like that. Whew. Man, I'm lucky that made it. If you ever have a par 3 that is eating your lunch, you bring a backspin club and you figure out how to stick it to the green, make your birdie, and move along to the next hole. About 1 in 100 times you get lucky and it'll drop in, but just take your birdie and move along, little doggy. All right, from pro we definitely have to hit from here, and I'm not so sure the bigger ball really helps getting into that pocket. I suppose if you brought out a big ball, you might be able to get over here if you brought out a 5-power ball and did max overpair, maybe. But I think you're gonna be hitting from the top. And this is one of those situations where if you could get your big topper up in here, you'll net more yardage because it's got more top spin. It doesn't help up here. Now, if you've got some topspin boost balls, then they would help, but it doesn't really help to bring out a big ball unless you're trying to get over to the other side. And I'm not sure from the Pro Tees, even with a big ball, whether you can get to the other side. And I'm going to bring, I do have some big topspin boost balls up there, but I am not going to bring them. It's not that important to waste the ball during the qualifying round. I have one of these in stock. I'm going to use it. We'll cut the wind down a little bit. Which way's the wind blowing? That wind's not really... I'm going to try my big topper and see if it'll work. Now, here's the thing about this hole. In my experience with Golf Clash, side wind. Let's say for instance you had a 6 side wind, and you were using an extra mile, and we're just gonna, it's 2.1. You can count it at 2.1, and you just did a 3-ring pull. In my experience on this hole, I've always done a 10%. And I'm not so sure it's not like a 7.5, but I have done an adjustment. And here I'm going to do a 10%. So let's say in this situation we did a 10% and it's 6.6. And let's count it at the 2.1 per ring with a 3. So that's 6.6 divided by 2.1 is 3.14 rings. If it was a pure side wind, I think that's perfectly fine, and you're going to bounce where you're aiming. But when you've got a tailwind, the forward moving wind is lofting your ball, and it is super easy to overshoot this. And so I almost feel like on tailwind, on pure tailwind days, it really needs to be like a 40 or a 50, maybe even higher than that, as far as the forward moving wind. The side wind's not killing you so much, but the forward moving wind is definitely killing you. So I'm going to see when we get out there, like how it's pushing me forward. But I want to leave myself plenty of room in this area. Plenty of room. Because it is super easy to overshoot. And that just kills it. Kills it. An APOC 7 can get there easily. I guess with a 5-power ball, you probably could overpower and shoot to the other side. Which begs the question of, with that wind, using the wind, you could have went to the other side and got up to the green. Why they didn't do that? Yes, they're close here, but they could have got that close just going on the other side. Now, the other side, the chip to get up on the green is pretty, in my opinion, pretty difficult, but let's not waste that ball. I got plenty of room here. I got 4 rings. So 1.1 times 6.5 divided by 2 is 357. There's 357, and I'm going to put 2 of those rings back in. And hit it 70 rings. Great, because I was running out of time explaining stuff while I was going along. I'll end up in the rough right here. Boom. All right. I have to go back and watch that to see where that first bounce was. I'm sure I have plenty of room, but I would rather leave myself plenty of room and make it over to the other side. Obviously, I want to hit perfect so I don't jack myself up. I have friends that have recorded videos and posted some videos online, and when they first start doing it, they're like, wow, you're talking, you're doing stuff, and it's diverting your energy. You're not 100% focused on a thing, and you can run out of time really, really quick. It is easy to time out when you're doing a bunch of stuff at the same time. Yeah, there's max. There's mid. I'm in mid club. It's 4 per ring. 1.1 times 6.4 divided by 4. 1.76 rings. There's 1, 5. There's 1, 7, 5. And a 2 ring right to the left. Just for good measure. Arr. Would have liked to have hit that perfect. Just to see. I've had a lot of luck over the years with my Nirvana if I hit it perfect, but if you don't hit it perfect, it's definitely off. Into hole. Well, that was kind of disappointing. That's all about hitting the drive perfect. Definitely one shot at a time, and I did not accomplish the goal on the drive. All right, hole number 6. What do we have in store for us for the miraculous hole number 6? All right. So first of all, let's see which way the wind's blowing. We got pure tailwind. So you have 2 options on this hole. Option number 1 is ideally you want to get past this sand and get out into this area. And ideally, I like to be, like if you draw a line, let me get closer. If you draw a line through this fairway, here's the center line. I like to be in this spot more than over here on this spot, because it's that little teeny bit of distance is big, because there is a rough bump that you can do right here. If you have a sniper, you really need to get as deep here or even down in here or farther, because you can overshoot this. At least you can in Ricky. If you bring out a big topspin boost ball and you use the wind, you can really loft yourself out there. If you hit yourself out into this area right here, your angle to the cup is like this. So if you want to use this spot, you're going to need a ball that's got enough side spin to bring it back. And what I found the other day is that if you're down in this area trying to do the rough bump, your ball guide's going to appear and disappear. You can see there's a lot of movement down here on the course. But if you start off up in this area, you can get your ball to get there. But that means you need more side spin if you hit yourself long on the drive. The other way you can go, and I'm not saying this way is easy, but this is another way that you can do it. And both of these shots are difficult. You can lay yourself up right there in this area. It's hard to get around the bend to kind of really suck yourself into that spot. You're pretty much just hitting yourself into this area. And from here, you can go from here to here, and then you can run this is where you want to bring a big dog or a cataclysm. And you can run yourself up and just get up on the cup. So if you're in one of those days where you got a big ass headwind and your opponent comes out here and ends up in the rough, you can try and hedge your bets and lay yourself up right here. And then from there, you can go for the shot, because it won't take any effort to get here, so the headwind's not going to affect you. And then you can see what kind of wind you get in one-on-one to go this way, but it is another route that you can do. But with this wind, we might as well use it. But I really think, do I have a bag that's got, I do right here, but I'm not sure I want to use a rock on the deal. Let's switch this bag up and put a Cataclysm in here. When you get a Cataclysm 6, it finally overtakes your big dog. Your big dog's like your extra mile. It is a club that's been around for a long time, but finally, and it's not necessarily the backspin. Well, the backspin is awesome. Everything else is the same. The ball guide is really helpful. It's real helpful. Real helpful. I'm going to take that bag right there. And I'm going to take let's take a Kingmaker, because if I do get to the spot to do the rough bump, I'm not sure how much spin I need. So we will take it. Ideally, we want to hit this drive shot. Number one, we want to hit it perfect, because if you're using an extra mile, you do not want to hit a shot that's going that long through that gap. Not perfect. .7. If I add on 10%, that's 5. That's 2.5 rings. If I put the forward wind back on, and a 1-ring grate to the right. We'll see if that makes it through. I feel like my chances of hitting it and getting through, hitting a 1-ring grate to the right, are better than a 1-ring grate to the left, and it puts me closer to the cup if I want to do the rough bump, if I can get the right angle to do the rough bump. And I might have overhit it, but I got a 3 side spin ball, so that might help. This is a hole you can get in a lot of trouble in, because if you mess this drive up, you are sunk. You are sunk. And they are fine. Just fine. Just fine. Do I have numbers written down for... Shit, I don't even have numbers written down for a level 6 Cataclysm. There's Max. Do I have numbers for a level 6 Cataclysm? No. I'm going to say 1-8. Let's try the rough bump. .8 divided by 1.8. 3.46 rings, and I'm off a little. I don't have time to fix it. 3.46. Hitting it perfect. With 0 time left on the clock. I started off on this side of the cup, and I noticed this yesterday. As you're going to the, here's the hole, as you're going to the hole, it breaks, and I ran it all the way up to the cup, and I should have stopped it a little bit before, because it does roll out. And what's happening, 2 things are happening. Number one, I overpulled that, and the other thing that's happening is if I run my ball guide all the way to the cup, it's overshooting, and so it's going so fast that it's not getting caught up in that break. And so I need to leave my ball guide 2 or 3 squares short of the cup, and then let it as it releases, and it'll catch that break and start moving more towards the cup. This is what happens when you have no practice and no notes. But I will tell you that this is pretty much my MO. I don't really care too much in the qualifying rounds. I go in a lot of times in the qualifying rounds, and this is why it's important to record your own video, because you can record your own video and make observations to yourself. So you can go back and listen to it, and then you're looking at the hole and you're like, man, I should have did an extra 5% or an extra 10, or I should have did this. And then take your notes off that, and you'll be amazed at how much your game will improve for the next round. And then if you do it again, you'll be amazed at how much it'll improve for the next round. Rule number 7, record your own video. Can't stress that enough. All right, this is the one. It seems like it's mid Goliath right here with a 3 Powerball. And this, you might be able to do this with a driver. And it's definitely going to be minimum club. So I think I'm going to take this bag right here, and I'm going to take a katana. I was using a katana with my, I might have to bring out an even smaller ball just to make sure I get to the right spot. I'm going to bring out a Quasar. Maybe even a Navigator. We'll see. We'll see if I can do that. If I can't, I will do something different. 1.1. Oh man, that wind's brutal. If you pull this wrong, it is brutal. Okay, this is the epic fail hole. Let's see if we can figure out that now, do I have any practice tokens in this account? I do. I have 1. I have 1. This is the type of deal where you definitely want to have some practice in it, especially on a headwind day, because you're pulling, it's a G-string rough bump. And I'm pretty confident it's going to go to the driver. And that's right there. I suppose I could bring out a Titan, the king of balls. Switch bags here. Yeah. Not enough room to do the deal, so if I wanted to play the driver, I have to use a Marlin. That gives me plenty of room, and I'm at minimum club. It's 1.2 per ring. 1.2. What kind of spin am I going to put on it? And 10%. So it's 1.1 times the wind divided by 1.2. And I feel like in a headwind I need to do, what is my rock hit? Plus 0.1. I'm going to do plus 0.2. I hate hitting off of hills like that. If you hit that and you set it up so you're on that hill face and you set it up and you hit exactly where you were aiming, it's going to respond like it says it is. But if you overpull it 1 blade of grass to the right, it's going to bounce harder to the right. 1 blade of grass to the left, it's going to bounce harder to the left. And if you underpull, overpull, get the wind wrong, do anything wrong, your fault, my fault, nobody's fault, it's going to be a problem. 6.89 rings. 6.89 rings. There's 5, 6, 9. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I can even hit the rough. I did. It definitely pushed me back. Definitely needed to do more than a 10. And that's dangerous. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. This is earlier where I was saying about you really don't want to mess up on a par 3. This is definitely a hole that you can mess up on if you're doing a shot like that. You definitely want to practice it with more than one token until you get the shot worked out. I'm thinking I'm going to take that same, I'm going to take this bag and I'm going to switch to a Quasar and hit it with my sniper. And I'm going to do a 20% instead of a 10. We'll see if that's enough ball so that I can get to a spot that I like. If not, I'll up the ball to a katana just so I can work the wind out. Man, I'm not going to have enough room. That's not going to be enough room no matter what, so let's take a Titan. Gives me plenty of room. 6.6, 7.92 rings. There's 5, 6, 7, 9, 2. Hitting it perfect. And that barely hit into that spot. And that was a 20% at max. Man, I don't like that. Now there is another way to go at it, and you can go at it from this side over here. But you're definitely hitting off of a hill face, trying to bring it back around. I suppose my opponent probably has the right idea here. Now that's funny because they moved it this direction and the wind's blowing from this direction, so we'll see. We'll see how it responds on the other end. I think it's going to be nice. Nice. We survived. We survived the last par 3. I will call Richard right back. Message him. In the hole. Alright, we survived it. Alright, hold on. Alright, we are on hole number 8. Where are we? We are on hole number 8. Hole number 8. Had to call my buddy Richard back. He lives in Thailand. I hadn't talked to him for a while, and I tried to get a hold of him. I thought he was dead. I'm going to hit to right here. Now, you can try and get up in this range to get up in here. I actually have always liked going this direction where you get up into this pocket right here. You really have to hit it perfect here when you hit there, but if you hit down in this area and you're trying to get it, I mean, the best thing you can do is on this range. You're not going to be able to bring it around. And so if you hit it here and you get your bounces right with curl, you can bring it towards the cup. In rookie, you can get up in this range, but I think in pro, unless you brought out a really big ball and some topspin, who's trying to get up in here. But all that being said, trying to go this direction, it's super easy to get right here, and you've got a mid sniper shot right to the cup. Super easy. And that is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to get this amazing stuff done, and you don't even have to bring out anything big. I'm going to bring out a Kraton. Started raining. This is the first time it's rained in months. Which is good because I've been working, I was gone for 6 weeks, but I've been working on my yard all summer, and I'm ready to overseed it hard. But I don't want to lay any seed down until it starts raining, so a little rain's good. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Let's see if they can get their, if they made their wind adjustment correctly. Not with the touring grate to the, yeah, not unless you overpulled that, buddy. Or underpulled it, excuse me. Yeah, they did. Let's see, with just a mortal ball. If I brought out a bigger ball, I could try and get into that same range that my opponent's in up there, but hitting it from right here, you can see where that bounces at. If you're trying to get this direction right here, you got a shot, but we don't need to do any of that special stuff. We can get right to there. I didn't have to put on all the topspin. I'm going to put on 5. 7.5. I'm going to do 8. It's about a 7.5. 7.5% adjustment. I think I would have liked a little teeny bit more distance, but that should be fine. You get to the turn where that rough area up there, that rough area makes a bend like this, and I'm kind of right here, and what I'd like to be is right on that elbow. We'll see where I'm at. My opponent did all that work and then missed that short little chip. Oh, I can do that from here. There's min. There's max. So there's mid. Mid club. I'm going to do 5.9 plus 1. I'm going to do 6 rings. That's a 10% plus 0.1. Getting it perfect. Just a bit outside. The plus 1 didn't help. I was thinking with a little bit bigger wind I might have to add on a little, but I didn't. In rookie, so the deal there is you're in mid club, which is 1.1 per ring, and I was adding on 10, so just 1 to 1. In rookie, 1 to 1 from that spot is good. You can find a spot out there. That shot is always there, and it doesn't take anything big. And one-on-one, you're going to see a lot of people that are going to go for it and end up in the sand or end up duffing their drive completely. You can recover on that hole, but you can give yourself a shot every single time by playing to the left. Hole number 9. Hole number 9. Alright. Alright. Alright, I'm going to play this exactly like I play in one-on-one, only I'm going to bring out a bigger ball. And in one-on-one, I play with that bag right there. And I'm going to bring out a Kingmaker just so I have more side spin at the end. We will go for it. I'm going to play to the left. I'm going to pull back a little from the red line. So I have enough room to work out the wind. Four, 7. There's 4, 7. That's 5. So I'm going to do 10%. And I'm going to rub the nubs and hit it great. And I have something signed by the Dalai Lama, so I got all that going for me. If you put yourself in the right spot over here, there's a rock bump as well. I'm not sure I want to do it because I don't know what the adjustment is. But the variable that we'd have to put in it. Playdemic is getting really smart with it. Too smart, I think, on these variables. It's not just, well, I'm going to do 15%. It's you need to do plus 10, plus 2, plus 0.2. And if you do the reverse math and you go, well, hey, that was 12.5% or 15%, it doesn't work out. It's the one thing that they can manipulate, so they're manipulating the hell out of it. So you can get up in there. It is 5.5 divided by 1.8. Maybe a little bit further out. It's 3.05 rings. Inch 305. Max curl. Perfect. Oh. Oh. That's unfortunate with how much backspin that I ended up hitting it that far. Since my ball guide was right here and the turn, what I was trying to do is extrapolate where the angle would be if I put in all that curl. I can't believe it rolled out that much. Even from where they're at right there, hitting into that, you still have a good rough bump. I like that rough bump there because you've got rough like this, you've got sand, and you've got sand, and you've got this pocket right here you can do the rough bump. And so it gives you a little bit more maneuverability with wind. So if the wind's blowing from this direction, you can dig yourself up into this area and give yourself more room to work wind out. making it perfect. In the hole. Recovered. Woo! I play that shot all the time with a freaking Marlin, and I never end up overshooting it. Number one, I don't have as much distance, so I can't get up there, so it's a little bit harder to get that far. But hell, my opponent showed us that you can just pound it as hard as you can into the rough down there, and you can still recover. There you have it. Two different ways to play it, and both of us ended up in a little spot of bother, and both of us got eagle. All right, there you have it. 14s at the top, maybe 15s. I have no idea what the scores will be in the weekend round. There's a lot of shots out there that we can still pick up. Lots of opportunities to pick up shots, so we'll have to see what it does in the weekend round. I'm not sure if I'll have time to play all of my accounts this week, but I did demo some stuff. There you have it. Have a great tournament. Hey, thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber and you made it this far, hit subscribe. It's free. I'm giving away free subscriptions this week, so if you want to subscribe, it's all free this week. Only this week. Hit the bell. Ring the bell. Leave a comment. Do all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Stay safe and have fun, my friends.